I would never have guessed. What a plot twist. This was a great recommendation to read. Oh, hello. How can I help you today? Oh, dear. No. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid you must be lost. Someone like you can't possibly be in the right place. You look confused. Of course you do. This is a library. Could you not read the sign? Well, perhaps it's my fault for not putting any pictures on the sign. Maybe then you would know that you have stumbled into a place of learning, of enlightenment. A place where the literature is miles above the kind of immature dribble that people matching your description tend to read. Perhaps the strange Japanese comic book shop around the corner would be more to your pace. Excuse me? You're here to return books? Well, that can't possibly be right. I certainly wouldn't have lent books to someone like yourself. You must have stolen them. That must be it. Not only are you an imbecile, but a thief also. Well, let me show you what a serious error you have made. I shall be alerting the authorities about this. I'll have them down here to drag you away in chains and what are you reaching for? No, please. I bruise like a peach. Huh? It's just a library card. I mean, of course, I knew it was just a library card. I was just demonstrating how you would sound if I had to get up from around my desk to rough you up. Yes, that's it. Just give me the card. It's probably a forgery, no doubt. What? It's real. It even has the ultraviolet sticker on it. Who gave you this? I would remember giving a library card to somebody as uncouth as you. Did I have a bloody stroke? Well, I suppose it has been a while since I got my blood pressure checked. And a diet of fast food and coffee can't be doing wonders for the old ticker. But surely not. I'm far too young for it. What? What do you want? Can't you see I'm dealing with a health crisis over here? It wasn't me who gave you the card. Oh, thank God. I'm fine. I've got time to turn my health around. That's it. From here on out, no more fast food, no more caffeine. But I did just pour this cup of coffee. I'll start tomorrow. Right. Now what are you doing here again? Right. Well, I still want to know who let you take out books. Not to mention who had the lack of sense to give a membership card to a baboon. It was one of the nicer employees. Well, that actually narrows it down. After all, one of the entry requirements of this job is to have a complete lack of joy. It must have been Brian. Brian with his stupid smiling face and hope in his eyes. I hate Brian. Bloody Brian. Well, I suppose I am contractually bound to serve you. As much as I detest the idea of accepting books that have been handled by a buffoon. Very well. Hand them over. What do you mean, what? The books, obviously. Your brain is so smooth I could use it as a bloody bowling ball. No, nothing, valued customer. Just give me the bloody books. Please. I don't get paid enough for this. Right, let's see here. What dribble have you been reading? What? The Iliad and the Odyssey? You read Homer's poetry on the great hero King Odysseus of Ithaca. Forgive me, but there's no way you actually read this book. You must have picked it up because you saw the name Homer and thought it was a Simpsons comic. You did read it. Very well then. Then I suppose you won't have any problems telling me what the poems were focused on. Yes, you're right. The poems are based on Odysseus' journey home after the Trojan War. Yes, I know that's the one with the giant wooden horsey. Don't patronise me. Anyway, I still need to check the condition to make sure you've not damaged it. But knowing you, it'll be a mess of torn pages and broken spine. Yes. Well, the spine is intact. And the pages... It's passable, but I'm sure it's just because you didn't actually read it. Ugh. Moving on. Oh, come on. You don't seriously expect me to believe that you read Dante's Divine Comedy? What do you mean, why? Because this book was written by one of the greatest Italian minds in history, and you have leftovers from lunch on your hoodie. I'd sooner believe that the Mona Lisa was painted by a gibbon. Very well. Another test. What sin was committed by the inhabitants of each of the 9 circles of hell? Well... Alright, enough. I didn't even know that. You probably googled the answers when I wasn't looking. Yes, that must be it. A ruffian like you would definitely resort to cheating. Anyway, I'll just check the sorry state you've left the book in. What? I don't understand. It's immaculate. It's perfectly taken care of. It's good enough, I suppose. For a gibbon. Alright, I concede. Maybe you aren't as dull as you look. I'll check out the rest of your books later, but I don't expect there to be an issue. Will that be all? Are you finally going to leave me to my book? You want to take out more books? Of course you do. Very well. Do you have any in mind? You want my suggestions? That's the smartest thing you've said since you got here. Very well. I suppose I'd be willing to do my part and help the less intellectually gifted. So tell me, are you in the mood for fiction or non-fiction? Personally, I do love a good fantasy novel. Somewhere where you can escape into another world. forget about the stresses and worries of daily life. You agree? It's actually rather nice to hear that somebody shares my interest in the fantastical. Maybe you aren't such a lost cause after all. Don't get the wrong idea. I'm merely admiring your taste in reading material. Nothing more. Well, with fantasy, you have a few selections to pick from. You have your more outlandish and far-fetched books that create an entirely new world to explore, such as The Spook or The Dragonbone Chair. Or, on the other hand, you have fantasy novels that are closer to real life, where the fantasy aspect is hidden in a world similar to ours, like Harry Potter. For that style of novel, I would recommend something like Skullduggery Pleasant or Department 19. I see. Well, this might take a while, but I suppose I'll take it upon myself to spend the extra time to ensure you get a book you enjoy. But only because my job requires it. Don't get the wrong idea. Just take a seat and we'll get started. Would you like some coffee? Well, that should be everything. That was far less painful than I thought it would be. You're not as dull as you look. It's a welcome surprise to find someone with such good taste. What am I reading? You wouldn't be interested in that. It's just a boring old history book about Romulus, Remus, and the foundation of Rome. It's not even worth your time, in all honesty. I'd forget about it and move on if I were you. What are you doing? No, don't pick that up. Oh, something fell out of it? How did that get in there? Someone must have left their Japanese comic in my book. Probably Brian. He's quite the prankster. You're not buying a word of what I'm saying, are you? Alright. The truth is, it's mine. I read manga. I pass by that strange Japanese shop every day on my way to work, and one day I decided to check it out, and I saw the series on the shelf, and I thought I would take it to make fun of how ridiculous it is, but now I'm 6 series in, and I'm unhealthily invested in these characters, and... Please don't tell anyone about this. You won't? Thank you. And, I'm sorry for being so rude to you. I guess I shouldn't judge a book by its cover. A little library pun for you there. Wait. Before you go, I was wondering if you wanted to meet for lunch at some point? It's nice to meet somebody that I can talk so freely about fantasy novels with. And if you know anything about these Japanese comics, maybe you could teach me. Return the favour. Yeah? Alright then, it's a date. I mean, it's not a date unless you want it to be. I mean, guessing you want it because you said yes when I was clearly speaking about a lunch date, but I don't want to assume. Oh my god, is it getting hot in here? Is it just me? I don't know.